If you're looking to catch up on some information regarding these 2023 rookie wide receivers, we got you covered here today at Draft Sharks. Let's go! What is up, everybody? It is your old pal Herms here on behalf of the Draft Sharks crew to break down our top 5 ranked rookie wide receivers into this 2023 NFL draft class. We're only going to be doing a brief overview of these players in this episode, and we're only going to do the top 5 because if you want a full deep dive analysis into this class, you're going to have to wait a few days until my co-workers Matt Schauf and Jared Smola bring you a full-length video, full-length podcast breaking down this position. So we're just going to give you a little taste today. But if you just want to get out ahead of it and you want to do some reading, you can go over to the Draft Sharks website, www.draftsharks.com, where you can check out our rankings of these players, see kind of where we're feeling about them. And then also, Jared has been hard at work for several weeks profiling these receivers as part of our Dynasty Fantasy Football Value series for the site. So you got some options. You definitely got some things working for you if you're looking to get ahead of the game. But without any further ado, let's just get into a preview of these top 5 receivers, starting first with the Ohio State's Jaxon Smith-Njigba. You will hear a lot of people refer to Jaxon Smith-Njigba by his nickname, his initials, JSN. So whenever you hear somebody mention JSN or bring up JSN in conversation, that's the player that they're referring to. Now, Smith-Njigba only has 1 season of college production to really point to. He didn't really play a lot last year. He was limited by some injuries. But as a sophomore, a couple seasons ago, on a team with Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, JSN exploded. He was a superstar on that team, going for over 1,600 receiving yards as a sophomore. Guys, as a sophomore, this kid, absolutely incredible, tremendously talented. And a lot of people are going to point out the fact that at the next level anyway, he projects to be pretty much like a slot exclusive receiver. There's some questions about whether or not he can line up on the perimeter as a receiver, but don't let that dissuade you or make you feel any certain way about JSN, because we've seen a lot of primary slot receivers do very well in the NFL in recent seasons. Think about how good Amon-Ra St. Brown has been for the Detroit Lions. Think about how good Keenan Allen has been for many seasons on the Los Angeles Chargers. That's the type of player that we could anticipate JSN turning into at the next level. He is our number 1 ranked guy. And coming in at number 2, we have a very different player, but very talented in his own right. Quentin Johnston out of TCU, 6'3", built a lot more like a traditional X receiver that would line up on the outside, and he has a lot of big play upside. He does have some raw skills he's going to need to refine at the professional level, namely in the route running department, but with his size and his speed, he's going to be able to rip off some big plays, like I said before, and because he's so big, he's kind of hard to bring down. So once he gets the ball in the open field, he has a lot of potential for those yards after catch type chunk plays. That's definitely going to be an interesting name you're going to want to keep your eye on. Coming in at number 3, though, again, back down to the little guys, Jordan Addison coming out of USC. I'm a lot higher on him than some of my coworkers are, and I definitely get the concerns. Jordan Addison is under 180 pounds. He's not particularly tall, but we've seen him be a big-time producer at 2 college programs in 2 major conferences. Before transferring to USC last season, he played a couple seasons at Pitt in the ACC, broke out as a true freshman, and then won the Biletnikoff Award catching passes from Kenny Pickett in 2021. Absolute stud. If he can overcome some of those size deficiencies, maybe he could blossom into a player similar to Devontae Smith on the Philadelphia Eagles, but the risk is definitely there, hence why a lot of people have him valued a little bit lower. At number 4, we have Zay Flowers coming out of Boston College, another small guy, 5'9", a little over 180 pounds himself. He doesn't have a ton of good contested catch ability. He does show some inconsistencies with his hands sometimes, but when he gets the ball in his hands, he is very difficult to bring down. He is super elusive, very hard to track down for would-be tacklers. This is a guy, maybe he could be like a mini Deebo Samuel in the right situation. Who knows? He's probably going to get first-round capital. We're going to have to see where he ends up before we dive any deeper into what to expect from him at the NFL level. But Rounding out this list at number 5 is Tennessee's Jalen Hyatt. Now, over his first couple years in college, he didn't produce a whole lot, but after an injury to his teammate Cedric Tillman last year, Hyatt stepped up to the plate, and he himself won the Biletnikoff Award last year, the award that they give out to the top college wide receiver every year, catching passes from Hendon Hooker. Hyatt does not have a ton of diversity to his game. He's very much just a straightforward run down the field with measured 4.4 flat 40 time catching deep balls. It's going to be tough to say how consistent he'll be as a fantasy asset, but look, teams love having a field stretcher, especially with a guy as certifiably fast as Jalen Hyatt is. He could be an interesting name for you to keep your eye on. But that is all the time that we have to break down this top 5 group of rookie wide receivers in the 2023 class. Like I said, we got a full-length episode, full deep dive episode coming at you soon. You can check out these profiles and our rankings over at www.draftsharks.com. But until then, it's your old pal Herms saying adios. Thank you for swimming with us.